season last year. Come in with Dozier, Mauer, and Sano, Rosario, Morrison, and Escobar, Kepler, Buxton, and Castro. Brian Dozier last season. Great year, particularly the second half.
And that is the lineup that Dylan Bundy's going to face today. So he's got all four pitches. He can pitch to all four quadrants with that four-seam, two-seam fastball, curveball. Probably uses a changeup and slider a little bit more. And again, last year, 28 starts, 14 the year before, 10 wins that year, 13 last year. He pitched well. They got him a lot of runs, over almost 6.4 runs per game. So, you know, again, if you pitch a little bit better, probably won't matter. But it's
look at the starting lineup. Orioles, low fares, nothing to hide. That's Transparency. Lineup brought to you by Southwest. Yes, he is leading off. Chris Davis, Machado and Scope, Jones, Mancini, and Beckham, Alvarez, Gentry, and Joseph. For Jonathan Scope, MVP of the Orioles last year.
And that lineup will face Jake Odorizzi. They know him because he comes out of the Tampa Bay organization, traded midway spring training. So he's got all the pitches. You know, the splitter probably the most important because it's very much like Alex Cobb. It's a strikeout, ground ball pitch. Fly ball pitcher, very much like Dylan Bundy, as you mentioned, Gary, and also got hurt by home runs.
Okay, everybody, welcome to this game. I thought I would try to put in the starting lineups before I even started the video, just so they'd be out of the way. And now we're ready to go. We are, of course, at Camden Yards for the opening day game between the Twins and the Orioles. And before I get going, I did want to make one little disclaimer or adjustment to something I posted on Facebook on the Tabletop Sports Facebook page about an error that was made in the cards for payoff pitch. They put Turner Field on the Atlanta stadium card instead of SunTrust Park. I'm assuming that these figures are for SunTrust Park and just somehow or another the name never got changed. So I didn't want it to come across that I was making a gripe about payoff pitch, because it is still one of my favorite games, and Joe and the rest of the crew at Payoff Pitch and PT Games do a wonderful job with distribution. They were the first to come out with the full set for 2018. Most companies, you got to wait until January or February to get it. It's nice to have it here just after Thanksgiving, where the 2018 season is still fresh in your mind. By the time you get to January and February, you're kind of looking ahead to the 2019 season. So it's nice to have this early. And you know, the color cards are great. The conditions of the cards, the quality are really, really good. I went through all the cards, sorted them by teams, sorted them by opening day rosters. And with a few exceptions, every card is in here. There are a few minor guys who had very little at-bats that I could not find a card for, but everybody else I found cards for. And they also have what they call combined cards. So if a player played for two teams, he's got a combined card with his combined stats. So I just wanted to put that out there. It may have come across that I was making a dig at Payoff Pitch, and that was not the case at all. Just putting it out there. I don't expect a replacement card or anything, because it really, in the bigger scheme of things, doesn't matter to me. Just hopefully going forward they will make sure that gets changed to SunTrust Park. And I don't think there's any kind of copyright on SunTrust, the way they can't use it. So I'm not sure if that's the case or not, but I don't think that's the case. All right, anyway, back to the game. Brian Dozier, second baseman, is going to lead things off here against Dylan Bundy. Got an 11, which is tough, and a 78. Tough 78 is out of range, so 78 is going to take us to a fly to center. So he will fly to Adam Jones, and there's out number one. That'll bring up Joe Mauer, first baseman. We get an 8 and a 64. 8 is patient. 64, patient, is a base hit for Joe Mauer against a righty. So Joe Mauer, one out single. Now, he's not a threat to steal. He did not steal any bases. He was caught once last year, so he's not going anywhere. When I do want to steal bases, I do have the jump chart that I'll be using. Let's see if they can get the jump. Here's Miguel Sano, third baseman. 3 is wheelhouse. That's never good when you're in Sano's wheelhouse, and particularly when you roll a 0-4. So that's going to be a 2-run bomb for Miguel Sano. And Dylan Bundy already in trouble here in the first, as the Twins grab a 2-0 lead thanks to the blast by Miguel Sano. Bring up left fielder Eddie Rosario. That's a 7 and a 90. 7 is in play, but a 90 is going to be well out of range. 90 will take it to a ground ball to second. 2 down. And there was another mention on the game as well. I can see it in the couple of games I've played already. There was a complaint earlier on that there were not enough pop-ups in the game, but I can see by the cards in a couple of games I've played already, I'm getting an increased number of pop-ups, so that certainly was corrected in the engine of the game, if that's a concern to you. 6 is ballpark, and it's a 12, so we're in the wheelhouse for Logan Morrison, and that's not good for Bundy either. Morrison, a 1 to 67 would be a home run. And it is a 33. It's a home run for Logan Morrison. And the gopher ball has bitten Bundy twice here in the first inning. It's 3-0 Twins. That'll bring up Escobar, the shortstop. 10 is tough, 84, out of range, 84, fly to center. Inning's over, but it's a good one for the Twins. They pick up 3 runs. And after half an inning of play here at Camden Yards, it is 3-0 Twins. And the guy liking all the run support is Jake Odorizzi, former Tampa Bay Ray. He'll be facing Chris Davis, and this may be one of the things that got Buck fired, was putting Chris Davis as a leadoff man. 5 is Patient 59. Patient 59, well, guess what? He got hit by a pitch. So that serves me right for ragging on Chris Davis as he reaches base with a hit by pitch. Here's Manny Machado. 6 is tough, 65. Tough 65 out of range. 65 is a fly ball to right. Oops, 1 down, not 2 down. Alright, so Machado flies to right, 1 away for Jonathan Scope. 5 is Patient, 23. And that's a base hit for Jonathan Scope. Lead die of 1 means Chris Davis only gets 1 base. So runners are at first and second with 1 out for Adam Jones. And back come the Orioles. 4 is ballpark, 68. Just missed it. 67 was wheelhouse, but 68 is going to put it in play for Adam Jones. 74, wheelhouse would have been a hit. 74 is a ground ball to second, and we could get a double play. The 2D6 roll was a 6 originally. So let's see what we've got here. Let's see. Was it a 6? I don't know. I want to re-roll. It's a 9. Okay. So a 9. Double play rating there is a 9, but it's only a 6 here, so it's a fielder's choice. I usually use the original roll, but I think something got messed up there, or it may have. I don't know. But anyway, it is a 4-6 fielder's choice. Puts runners on the corners. The bottom line is I didn't have it as a double play. So here's Mancini. 5 and a 98. 5 is Patient, but a 98 is well out of range. That is a fly to left. And the inning is over. So nothing doing for the O's in the first. They get O. And at the end of 1, it is 3-0 in favor of the Twins. Dylan Bundy, he's got a lot of toughness on his card, but he just ran into bad luck with the dice. So here is Max Kepler, the right fielder, to lead off. Kepler, it's an 8, which is Patient, and a 25. That is a walk to Kepler. So Dylan Bundy only has 1 Patient on his card, but it's right in the middle at an 8, so that's why it's coming up so much. And his in play is a 7, and his ballpark is a 6, so right in the middle there, he's running into trouble. 7 is in play, but it's a 94. That's a fly to left. And Byron Buxton is retired. Brings up Jason Castro. It's a 7, which is in play again, 92. Fly to right. So that's out number 2. Kepler remains at first with 2 outs. Back to the top of the order for Brian Dozier. 10 is tough this time, 96. That's another fly to left. And this time Bundy gets out of it unscathed. We go to the top of the second. I'm sorry, bottom of the second. It is still 3-0 in favor of the Twins. Odorizzi now will face third baseman Tim Beckham. Former teammates in Tampa last year. 11 is in play, 46. It's out of range, 46. Ground ball back to the pitcher. So it's a ground ball back to Odorizzi. One away. Brings up the DH, Pedro Alvarez. 9 is tough, 52. Tough 52 is a strikeout. So Alvarez down on strikes. 2 up, 2 down for Craig Gentry, the right fielder. 11 is in play, 49. In play 49 is out of range. 49 is a liner to second. Snagged by Dozier. And the inning's over. So nothing doing for the O's here in the second. We go to the third. Still 3-0 Twins. And Joe Mauer, first baseman, will lead things off. 4 is tough, 22. Tough 22 is a strikeout. First strikeout of the game for Dylan Bundy. And that brings up Miguel Sano. 6 is ballpark, 79. That's in play for Sano. And it's a 28, so in play 28, still going to be a base hit. So Miguel Sano homered first trip, and he singles this time around. Brings up Eddie Rosario. 4 is tough, 77. 77's a ground ball to short, and with a 4 there, that's going to be a double play, because that's a 5, that's a 7. 4 is less than both of those, so that is a double play, 6-4-3 style. Machado to Scope to Davis, and the inning is over. So Bundy may be settling in a little bit. Don't know if it's too late, but he's down 3-0, but he has settled in. Bring up Caleb Joseph, number 9 hitter in the order for the Orioles. 5 is patient. 11, that's going to be a leadoff walk to the catcher, Caleb Joseph. He is aboard, back to the top of the order, and Chris Davis was hit by the pitch his first time up. 11 is in play, 32. In play 32 is out of range. 32 is a ground ball back to Odorizzi. But with an 11 there, that means the runner is going to advance. Anytime you get 11 or 12, the runner advances. So it is a 1-3 ground out with the runner moving up. So with 1 out, runner at second for Manny Machado. 8, and 82. 8 is tough. Tough 82 is a fly to center. And that's 2 away. Brings up Jonathan Scope. We get a 7, which is in play, 32. In play 32, he just missed it. 31 would have been a single. 32, he's going to pop it up to second, and there's the additional pop-ups that were added into the game engine coming into fruition. And so 3 innings are in the books here at Camden Yards. It's the Twins 3 and the Orioles 0. Dylan Bundy back out to face DH Logan Morrison, who homered his first trip. 4 is tough. 12, that's a strikeout. Bundy finding a little bit more of his tough results here in the last couple of innings, helping him out. Escobar, 8 is, but he's back to that patient again, but fortunately for Bundy, it's a 93. So patient 93 is simply a fly to left and not a walk or a hit. So here's Kepler, right fielder. Walked his first trip. 5 is tough, 47. Out of range, 47 is a ground ball to first, handled by Davis. And the inning's over. So now Bundy's in a rhythm, but he's down 3-0. That's the good news, bad news part of this whole thing. Odorizzi still cruising along. Here's Adam Jones. 3 is tough. Tough 31 is a strikeout. So Adam Jones down on strikes for left fielder Trey Mancini. 8 is tough and a 0-0. So we're going to the rare play. And I got this rare play chart. I don't remember where I got it from, offline somewhere, or online somewhere, I suppose. It goes up to 66, so we're going to roll 2d6s and see what becomes of it. It's a 12, so we'll go to the 12. And 12 says, ball 4 called by home plate umpire. Catcher doesn't like call, lets umpire know about it. Catcher ejected. So, now my question is, do I want to play with ejections? Well, the bottom line on the at-bat was that it's a walk. So Mancini does walk. But now I have to figure out if I want Castro to be ejected or not. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and play it straight up and let it be an injection. So Castro is gone, so now we need to go and get their backup catcher. And their backup catcher, they got two of them. I'm sorry, they got one of them, Mitch Garver. He's the only one left, Mitch Garver. So they have to hope nobody else gets hurt, because Mitch Garver is going to take over now for Castro, who just got ejected. So Mitch Garver takes over as catcher. He is a C3-4, 6 and an F. All right, so he's going to take over for the departed Jason Castro. As Molitor unable to get out there fast enough to avoid the ejection. So now Tim Beckham back out after that disturbance. Beckham. 6 is tough. 98, that's a fly to left. 2 down. That'll bring up the DH Alvarez. That's a 5, which is patient, but it's an 82, so that's out of range. 82 is a grounder to second, and the inning is over. So 4 complete in the books from Camden Yards. It is still 3-0 in favor of the Twins. And Byron Buxton will lead things off to start. Let's get over here a little bit further. To start the 5th. 7 is in play, 62, well out of range. 62 is a ground ball to second. Handled by Scope, 1 away. And now the new catcher, Mitch Garver, will get his first at bat. 7 is in play, 45, and right there, the last number is in play result is a 45, so it's a base hit for Garver. Base hit for Garver. And just checking, Castro on a 45 in play, he would have flown to left, so that ejection, at least in this first at bat, gets the Twins a hit they would not have had. Here's Dozier. 10 is tough, 87. Tough 87. Ground ball to short, but that's a 10, so that's going to be a fielder's choice. 6-4. For out number 2, Dozier reaches on the fielder's choice. Now, can Dozier get a steal? Let's see. His steal rating is, or jump rating, is a 3, and Bundy's hold rating is a 7. So a 3 and a 7 cross reference. You need a 49 or less to get the jump. It's a 46, so he did get the jump. So now we'll check the steal. He's a B stealer, and Joseph Arm is a 3. So we go to our stolen base chart. B and 3, and we'll look what the number is. A B and a 3 comes up in this second column here, so we'll roll 2 D10s and follow what it says. On the attempted steal by Dozier, it's a 33. 33 is a successful stolen base, so Dozier does in fact steal second base. So he's in scoring position with 2 outs for Joe Mauer, first baseman. Ooh, re-roll that D10. That thing fell way back there. All right, we got a 7, which is in play, and an 87, so that's way out of range. 87's a fly to center, and that's going to end the inning. So Mauer is retired. And that's all for the Twins here in the top of the 5th. We go to the bottom of the 5th, still 3-0. Odorizzi still pitching that shutout. Now his fatigue's a 5, but he's pitching a shutout, so he may be able to go longer if he keeps that shutout intact. Here's Craig Gentry, lead off. Number 8 hitter. 7 is in play. 07. That's a double for Gentry. So Gentry with a leadoff double. And that brings up Caleb Joseph. It's a 6, which is tough, and a 12, that's a strikeout. They at least want to get Odorizzi through 5 innings so he can qualify for the win. Here's Chris Davis. 12 is defense, 88. So we check our defensive chart, 88. According to our defensive chart, 88 is an error check on the shortstop. So we're going to the error check on Escobar, and he's an error rating of 5. And on Camden Yards, that's the best you can have. 1 to 27 will be an error. Anything else, he will make the play. 61, he does make the play. So 2 down. I guess if I want to be technical, I could roll and see what kind of out it was. 3. It says ground ball. This says ground ball plus advance. How about that? Okay, that's what I'll go with. A 3 on the out chart is a ground ball plus advance. So that's what we will play it. So that means Gentry sneaks over to third. May not matter in the end because now there's 2 outs. And it's going to take a hit from Machado either way. Or an error of some sort. 6 is tough. 56. Tough 56 is going to be a ground ball to third and the inning's over. So it did not come into play. And we threw 5 here at Camden Yards. It's still 3 to nothing thanks to that 3-run first. It's been status quo since then. Bundy's fatigue rating is inning number 6, so he's on short alert. Here's Miguel Sano. 7 is in play. 95 though, that's a fly to left. So 1 away for Eddie Rosario, the left fielder. That is a 7 in play again, 23. That's a base hit, so you can see the in play being on number 7 is really allowing Bundy to give up these hits. There's Logan Morrison. Will Rosario try to steal? Let's see. Nah, not really. 9 is tough. 12, that's a strikeout. So 2 down for Eduardo Escobar, the shortstop. 8 is patient, but it's an 88. So an 88 says it is a ground ball to short. And the inning's over. So Bundy got him through 6. And now we go to the bottom of the 6th. And that may be all for Bundy anyway. The opening day, 6 innings is usually pretty good for starting pitcher. On opening day, he hasn't been stretched out enough yet. Unless you're one of the elite guys like Scherzer. 5 is patient. 34. Patient 34 is a base hit for Jonathan Scope. Leadoff single for Scope. He's no threat to steal, so he won't even think about it. Here's Adam Jones. 4 is ballpark. 32. That's in the wheelhouse. So Adam Jones, 1 to 32 would be a homer. It's a 34, so it's going to be a double instead. So a double for Adam Jones. And the D6 roll that got him that result was a 4. Was a 4. So lead die 1 with a runner at first and a double says that the runner scores. So that means the O's are now on the board as Scope whizzes around the bases and scores on the Adam Jones double. It's now cut the lead to 3 to 1. There's Mancini in the Twins bullpen is active all of a sudden. Zach Duke loosening in the bullpen. 7 is in play against Odorizzi. 41 out of range. 41's a pop up to first, and there's another one of those pop outs that were added in. Nope, that's the first out, not the second. So there's 1 away, and that brings up Tim Beckham. See if he can bend a hit like Beckham. 7 is in play. 88 though. 88 is a ground ball to short. And on a lead die on a 7, let's see here, runner advancement on an out. 7 is a fielder's choice, so the fielder's choice is that they're going to hold the runner at second base. So there's 2 down for Pedro Alvarez. 8 is tough. 69, just out of range. 69 is a fly to center. And the inning's over, but the Orioles do break through with a run. And after 6 complete, it is the Orioles 3 and the Twins 1. I'm sorry, the Twins 3 and the Orioles 1. And now with Max Kepler, a lefty, coming up, the Orioles will go to their bullpen. And they're going to bring in Richard Blyer, a lefty. He will come in to replace Dylan Bundy, who went 6 innings. Quality start, 6 innings, 3 runs. That's the quality start. And now we have Richard Blyer. And he will try to avoid a rocky start. Here's Max Kepler. Lefty on lefty. 9 is in play. 68. In play 68. Well out of range. Ground ball to short. So Kepler is retired. Brings up Byron Buxton. 7 is in play, 40. In play 40 against the lefty, only goes to 22. 40 is a ground ball to first. 2 up, 2 down for catcher Mitch Garver. 11 is in play, 76. Fly to center, and that's going to end the inning. So Blyer pitches a shutout 7th. We go to the bottom of the 7th. 7th inning stretch time here at Camden Yards is 3-1 Twins. And Odorizzi's going to stay out there for a little bit longer. Although Zach Duke is ready to come in to face Chris Davis when his time comes. Here's Gentry. 10 is Patient, 53. And Patient 53 is a base hit for Gentry. Gentry is 2 for 3. He's in there for his defense, but he's 2 for 3 offensively. Here's Caleb Joseph. 10 is Patient again. 15 is another walk. So a single and a walk puts 2 on, nobody out, and that's going to be it for Odorizzi. He's going to go 6+. But he's going to have to come out with Chris Davis coming up. The Twins will go to the lefty, Zach Duke. Zach Duke is in. So Duke seeing what he can do against Chris Davis. It's a 6, which is tough, and a 13. That is definitely a strikeout. So Chris Davis is gone. 1 away for Manny Machado. Big at bat here for Machado. 8 is Patient 54. Against a lefty, Patient 54 is a base hit. Lead die of 2. And let's see here. Lead die of 2. Runner on second. Runner scores. So Gentry will come around to score. And with the runner on first, the lead die of 2 going to third. He gets 2 bases. So he will go to third. So now we got runners at the corners. A 3-2 ball game. Jonathan Scope on, and now Zach Duke's going to leave. They're going to go out for the right-hander. And the right-hander they're going to go to is Addison Reed. So Addison Reed is on as Duke struggled. Here's Scope. 7 is in play, 90. Ground ball to short, that's a 7. His double play is a 7. His double play is a 7. Scope just hit into a 6-4-3 double play to end the inning. And Addison Reed prevented the Orioles from tying the ball game. They did get 1, but it's now a 3-2 game as we go to the 8th. So Addison Reed, a bang-up job there. And now the Orioles will go to their bullpen again with Dozier coming up. A couple of right-handers with Mauer sandwiched in between. Blyer is out of there, and they will go to a right-hander, Michael Givens. So Michael Givens is on. And he will see if he can't keep the score right where it is. Michael Givens facing Dozier to start off, the 8th. It's an 11, which is Patient, 32. That's a walk to Dozier, leadoff walk. Leadoff walk by Dozier. And that will bring up Joe Mauer. 11 is Patient, 85. Patient, 85 is out of range. 85 is a fly to center. There's 1 away. Here's Miguel Sano, who's already got a homer in the game. It's a 5, which is tough. Tough 35 is a strikeout. 2 down. It's up to Rosario, the left fielder. And we get a 0-0, so we're going to have another rare play. So we'll pull the rare play chart out once again. With the 2 D6s. Oh, it's over here. I put it to the side and forgot about it. Alright. So 2 D6s, we'll check the rare play. It's a 9. Oh, I'm sorry, it's a 63. That's how I have to read it. So 63 says pitcher grabs shoulder after pitch, trainer, manager visit mound, check for injury. We're not doing injuries, so I'm going to just re-roll the whole thing. It's a 7, which is in play, and 05, that is a double for Rosario. So a double by Rosario, and that will score Dozier because he runs as a 7, and when there's 2 outs, the runner on first scores automatically on a double if his speed is 6 or higher. So the RBI double by Rosario, and the Twins extend the lead. Logan Morrison, the batter, to face Givens. It is a 6, which is tough, and a 89. Tough 89 is a ground ball to second. Innings over. But the Twins pick up an insurance run and take a 4-2 lead as we go to the bottom of the 8th. Bottom of the 8th. Now, let's see here. Adam Jones will still face Addison Reed. 7 is in play. 56 out of range. 56 is a ground ball to first. Handled by Maurer. 1 away. Trey Mancini. 8 in play. 44. That's out of range. 44. He's going to pop it to third. So there's another pop up for you. 2 down for Beckham. Third baseman Beckham. 8 is in play. 35. Just out of range. 34 was what he needed. 35 is a pop to second. And the inning is over. So we go to the 9th. Fernando Rodney loosening for the Twins to try to come in and close it out. See about the Orioles and who they're going to bring in to pitch the 9th. We've got Escobar, Kepler, and Buxton. Switch hitter, lefty and a righty, so it really doesn't matter at this point who they bring in, lefty or righty. So they will opt for Brad Brock. So Brad Brock is going to come on to pitch. And Rodney will come in and pitch for the Twins in the bottom of the 9th, assuming it's still a save situation. Here's Escobar against Brock. It is a 7, which is in play. 75. That is a ground ball to second. 1 away. So Escobar retired. Brings up Max Kepler. 8 is tough. 51. Just out of range. 51's a ground ball to third. That second D6 kind of stuck to my finger there a little bit. Don't know why. And Buxton. 7 is in play. 73 though, and that is a fly to center. So Brad Brock pitches a scoreless 9th. So we go to the bottom of the 9th. Last chance for the Orioles. And it'll be Mr. Bow and Arrow himself, Fernando Rodney, looking to shoot one in the sky. Did have 25 saves for the Twins on the year. Looking for save here on opening day. And he's going to start out facing Pedro Alvarez, Craig Gentry, and Caleb Joseph. 5 is tough. Tough 31 is a strikeout of Alvarez. 1 away. Now we normally would pinch hit for Gentry, but he's 2 for 3, so going to go with the hot hand. 6 is tough, but not this time. Tough 84, ground ball to short. 2 down, it's up to Caleb Joseph, but we might get a pinch hitter for Joseph. Let's take a look at the Oriole bench. They have not a whole lot. I guess their best option is Danny Valencia. So Danny Valencia is going to hit for Caleb Joseph just to see if he can spark something. Joseph did draw 2 walks. He's 0 for 1, 2 walks and a strikeout. But Valencia going to give him a chance. 6 is tough, so it may not matter. Tough 76 is a fly to center. And there is your ball game for Fernando Rodney shooting off the arrows, the bow and arrow in the sky. It is a 4-2 victory. Winning pitcher was Jake Odorizzi. Loser was Dylan Bundy. And the save to Fernando Rodney. So that's opening day here at Camden Yards for you. Payoff pitch. And again, I want to reiterate that what I put on Facebook was just for information purposes. It was not an attempt to make a dig. It was just, I noticed that when I played the Atlanta-Philly game last night that it said Turner Field. I actually looked at 2017 set and it also said Turner Field, but the ratings were different. So I know they updated the ratings, which I'm guessing these ratings are for SunTrust Park. It just happened to say Turner Field. Like I said, I don't know if SunTrust Park has some kind of negotiation thing or whatever where they have a copyright. I can't imagine that would be the case. I just imagine it's a simple oversight, which is no big deal. Like I said, it's not a big deal to me. I barely noticed it, but I did notice it when I went to look at it. It was like, whoa, that doesn't look right. Something about it looked odd, and I couldn't put my finger on it. And then I realized what it was, and it was that there was no SunTrust Park. But like I said, it's not that big a deal. It doesn't affect the gameplay. It's still one of the best games out there, Payoff Pitch. And if you haven't gotten Payoff Pitch before or haven't tried it, I would certainly highly recommend it to anyone that wants to. There's also fast action cards, so you can play it like Status Pro or something with the fast action cards. Or you can do what some people do and do a hybrid, where you can roll the dice and then maybe use fast action cards for your defense checks and your base running checks, rather than the dice and the charts. So if you use the fast action cards, that will definitely cut down on your need to reference the charts, which in a lot of people's world is a wonderful thing. But either way, like I said, it's a great game. I'd highly recommend it. I would not recommend to anyone. I would definitely recommend giving it a shot. There's available PDFs if you don't want to spend the money on the printed sets. You can go PDF route. So there's many options. Like I said, you can use either the dice or the fast action cards, and when you do buy the game, you get both a dice and the fast action cards, so you got your choice. The card quality is right up there with any other game in the industry. I think the only one's even close maybe is Replay Baseball, but I think Payoff Pitch may even have them beat. So that's going to do it from here. Final score again: the Twins 4, the Orioles 2. And I'm not doing any kind of a season anything with this 2018 set. I just got it over the weekend and on Black Friday actually, and just experimenting with the cards and putting them out there because, like I said, it's the only game right now. Now I know History Maker Baseball came with a preset mid-season set, but this is the only game that has a full season set going for 2018. I know on Replay Baseball you have to wait till January. Stratomatic you have to wait till February. Don't know about APA. But this is the only one out there right now. I know Status Pro, I think you can go on eBay and get a PDF of that, but or a printed set. But mainly talking about the manufacturers where they actually is a company, not somebody online. Nothing wrong with that, but just talking about the major companies out there. That Payoff Pitch is the one that's got it the earliest. So that's my take on that. Like I said, it's a great game. There's nothing. I can't find a whole lot of fault with the game. If you do the charts, sometimes the charts can be a little tedious, but once you get used to it, it runs pretty smoothly. It's a quick learn, it's a quick setup. So hopefully you enjoyed that presentation of Payoff Pitch Baseball. And until next time, enjoy playing whatever game you choose to play, however you choose to play it, and I will see you all down the road.